A little bit. And Raynor, he's not out of this game just yet. It's not a good position, but he has to be able to survive this next wave, and it's going to be a dangerous one because Shin is basically going super maxed. He's not building static defense and canceling it, but he was maxed, and then he morphed like 30 banelings or something. So he's investing a lot of resources into the first push.
And here we go. We may be seeing that now. A few Banes roll in, not committing the whole army right now. It's kind of coming in waves. So to avoid the fungals, I guess, going to roll in, pick off some drones again, but this one didn't feel like a success.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an interesting choice because he sends in just the Ling mains. He doesn't send in the Ultras, and I wonder if this was actually an intentional move just to free up supply for Ultras. I think it is. We're now seeing 6 more Ultras in production. Parasitic Bomb is going to be able to kill at least one of these Mutalisks. As Shin, he's taken out of Lurkers, which is crucial. You want to get the critical mass of the Lurkers as low as possible so that your Ultras can do work.
Yeah, but just look at the map right now.
Yeah, and the tough thing for Raynor, too, even though he has a static defense in terms of the Spore Crawlers and the Evolution Chambers, it's difficult because he has Lurkers everywhere right now.
Dude, look at this
defending
funnel.
The 3rd base, he's defending the area between the natural and the 4th base, but it's all going to be about the 4th, so... Shin about to push in. The Banelings, they take down most of the static defense. Oh man, Raynor, he's going to re-wall it right now. Okay, the Ultra's coming in.
This looks like tower defense right now. The wall is broken. Here come the Ultras. Big parasitic bombs on the air units. The microbial shout on top of these Ultras, giving them reduced damage. There's a lot of lurkers behind this. Is Shin going to be able to break this? So many Ultras here, State.
The microbial shroud is giving the Ultras so much to stay, but you can still see the DPS of the lurkers carrying through. The 4th hatch is going to go down, but that was more costly than I think it was expected here for Shin. Those Ultras, a lot of them fell. A lot more are in the red. We have 9 more, I think, we saw in production right now for Shin as he's remaxing on the Ultras, and that was a great, and I mean great, initial defense for Raynor. Shin is maxed again. There are more infestors remaining, I think, and actually look at this. Raynor pulled, I think, a lot of the lurkers over here to the 4th base side, so it is a wall of lurkers and a wall of spore crawlers that Shin's gonna have to get through, and oh man, these Ultras, without the microbial shred, you can see them just getting shredded here by the defense of Raynor. Shin's supply just dropped 70. The infestors were nowhere to be found.
Where was the microbial shroud?
There was none.
Oh my god, and the lurkers just go insane. There's so much efficiency there.
You see the difference the microbial shroud makes there.
Turns out 50% is a big number, State.
Yeah, it really is, especially before the armor gets added in. And Shin's like, yeah, I'm not making that mistake again. I think the lurkers, with their splash damage
right now.
5 drop overlords getting morphed right now by Shin. Are we gonna have an ultra drop?
Ultra drops?
What is the plan with
in the big 2025?
That could also be for these lings. I mean, +3 adrenal lings shred absolutely everything. We have so many overseers as well. Yeah, it is just going to be a ling drop.
Yeah, it makes more sense to do with the lings, but, you know, the fan in me wanted to see the ultra drops just for the
Come on, be a hero,
I know, right?
You got a lot of bases. You can afford a couple ultras. I know you just lost a bunch attacking into a maze with spore crawlers, but come on, be a king. In any case, it will just be the ling drop coming into the main, and there are a lot of spore crawlers here for Raynor, but he moved a lot of them to the front lines here just to form a wall, a maze. So we only have 2 here in the main base. There's 1 lurker as well. I wonder if we're going to have a couple overseers added into the mix here for Shin with this drop. I hope that he does, just for his sake.
Yeah, at least 1 would be nice. If you can take out that lurker, it would be good. Otherwise, it will kill all the lings. Like the splash damage against those low HP lings is very good. And the question now is, can Raynor hold his 5th base? He is maxed out again on quite a low drone count, it has to be said. Only 53 to the 94 of Shin. So his army is actually bigger.
All right, Microbial Shroud going to be casted again on these Ultras as Shin is trying to break down the 5th base here of Raynor. Oh, those infestors taking so much splash damage from that one lurker right now in the mineral line. I think Raynor was actually focused firing that one down. There is the drop in the main base as well. The hive is under threat. I don't even know if 1 lurker can take this down fast enough. +3 adrenal lings getting to work on that hive. More lurkers reinforcing, will be able to defend, and Raynor somehow survives with a hatchery on basically 0 HP. Basically just lurkers right now and a couple of spellcasters. Oh, we do get the ultra drops!
Oh, he's doing it! Ultralisk drop into the main. Do we have Great Aspire, by the way?
I was wondering that
I presume
too.
so, but I didn't actually see it.
I think after +3. Oh,
we do. Okay, so it's going to be Broodlords. Here we go, though, guys. The Ultra drop into the Lurkers. There's no Microbial Shroud here, but maybe just an... It didn't work at all. Thank you, Shin, for trying, though. We appreciate you, man.
Hey, it also freed up the supply. As Raynor is about to have, I think there's 3 more Lurkers in production, so 42 Lurkers in just a moment.
Oh,
when
my
there
God.
is just a screen full of Broodlords coming to that 5th base, and Raynor very quickly is going to get knocked down to 4 expansions. This is so many Broods, and the supply for Raynor is so anti-ground, I don't know how you pivot to deal with the Broodlords.
I mean, I think he only had like 3 Hydralisks. Mapu shows us here is not enough anti-air. There will be some yoinks here onto the Spore Crawlers trying to take out these Broods with the static defense.
It's doing work.
Yes, 2 to start with, but there's so many left behind this. This is insane right now. A Spore Crawler forest here, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a wonderful maze against the Ultras, able to secure some kills here versus the Broodlords as well, but there's just so many of them. Even after those abducts, 16 Broodlords remaining here. Raynor is going to be dipping down 160 supply, and right now it's not minerals, it's gas that's the bottleneck for Raynor. He's adding in another Viper. He can cast Parasitic Bomb. The Broodlord's going to be very slow to separate, but you can see Shin, he's already preemptively splitting.
Yeah, indeed. So he's just going to be relying on these abducts onto the Spore Crawlers. He's actually picking off a lot of these Broods, but there's still so many remaining here. Does he have enough energy to keep doing this? It's funny how quickly the Lurkers kill the Broodlings. Yeah. It looks really funny to watch.
It's like a tower defense game right now. This is just madness. Shin down to 150 supply, just completely focused on pushing with the Broodlords. Actually, the Spore Crawler's in range of the Broods right now. Shin might have gone a little bit too close. Now Raynor also abducting the most distant Broods, and he's defending the Broodlord push with abducts and Spore Crawlers.
Raynor is so sick. He actually had some units across the map as well.
I can't believe that Raynor just survived this. I mean, look how many Vipers do we have. That extractor is getting evaporated right now. And now we have 11 more Ultras in production, but isn't the Lurker count still extremely high here for Raynor?
We'll have to see how many he has.
Got 20
Lurkers still. Yeah, it's looking tough, but eventually, I mean, his bases are mined out though, right? Like the main, the nat, and the third are all gone.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now.
The fourth has some minerals, but...
Shin has taken the 9 o'clock base. This is a screen away from the 3rd of Raynor. Shin basically has every single expansion on the map right now. There's only 2 bases he hasn't taken. How many bases is this? I'm gonna do some math. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10... 10 bases to 4, Sturgeon.
This
and
is wild.
The 4th base and the 3rd, they're basically mined out here for Raynor. He needs another hatchery.
Yeah, I think Raynor, this might be it for him. This is so many Ultras coming in now. And, you know, the tech switches of Zerg are so strong in the late game. Raynor just wants this 5th base. That's all he wants to the 10 of Shin. Here it comes. The Microbial Shrouds will be going down, protecting those Ultras. Even Fungals on the Lurkers there. So much here from Shin. Going to start shredding through the army of Raynor. He's defended so valiantly, but in the end, he is forced to call.
He wants to commit to the Phoenix Wars, but is actually going to be going into something totally different. He also could, instead of Blank, he could go for a proxy Dark Shrine, or just a Dark Shrine in general. That's something that a lot of players sometimes try to bring out to try and punish the double Stargate players, and there it does come down. I love that play from Classic, trying to mind game his opponent as much as possible.
Yeah, what a play coming in by Classic. The Dark Shrine, and for MaxPax, he sees 3 Phoenix there for Classic, and that's not the full amount if Classic was going for constant production and a 2nd Stargate.
Oh, he saw it!
Oh, he saw it! He went through the mineral only, or the worker only path.
Oh, there's the probe dying! No!
Oh, man.
Classic totally forgetting that you can go there. That's crazy.
I guess we also did. We didn't know
yeah,
the probe going
that's
into the main
hilarious.
base.
Look at that. He instantly goes into the net. He knows he's going to have the Phoenix lead. Oh, God, that's so brutal for Classic.
I was going to say that for MaxPax, if you're trying to get some scouting information with the Phoenix, you're going to be very timid about it just because you don't know how many Phoenix your opponent has. But when you see the Dark Shrine, you're like, oh, well, there's no way you have as many Phoenix as me. I'm just going to handle this situation promptly. All right, Robo now in production here for MaxPax. There is a proxy pylon in the pocket expansion of MaxPax for Classic to warp in some DTs. Detection isn't going to be on the board very quickly here for the blue Protoss player, so maybe the DTs can get a little bit of damage done, but I mean, these Phoenix have already killed 11 probes.
Yeah, this is very interesting that he's continuing the Phoenixes because he already knows he has the huge lead in that regard. And not getting at least just one Oracle just to be super safe. I mean, the Observer seems like it's going to be out basically right on time anyways. The DTs do have a slow warp in, so that will still delay them a little bit. So I think, well, you know, MaxPax is going to be totally fine in this position. So I guess he has the perfect calculation. Yeah, Observer's still out anyways, so he knows everything better than I do. He's going to be able to defend this very easily. Sure, the DTs will get a couple of swipes in and be able to kill some of these probes. But he's not actually reacting, so I'm eating my words again because all of a sudden now these DTs actually got really good damage.
Classic could also turn these DTs into an Archon, which is a little bit of an issue right now for MaxPax because I think he has only one gateway, so the probes are actually going to get pulled. Oh, it will be a recall, but man, it would be funny if just Classic left the Archon there for at least a couple of seconds, right?
Because like I guess he didn't have the energy yet for the recall, but since he was waiting for so long, I was like, oh wait, he kind of realizes that there's just nothing that can attack it. He might just kill the probes. I think he honestly would have not been a bad idea because you can't kill the Archon. It would be able to kill quite a few probes with the splash damage. So yeah, anyways, just saving it regardless, but the problem here for Classic continues to be that he is not going to have anything that can kill this large amount of Phoenix count.
He was able to morph in a couple of Archons, but against the 4 Immortals, all of these Phoenix, it's going to be tough to hold, and MaxPax knows this. He has an Observer right over the army. He's eyeing this down, and he's feeling pretty confident, I think.
Yeah, he's trying to get a nice positioning here as he doesn't want to just get surrounded. Also putting an Oracle Stasis down in the middle in case he gets dove on, so that's very nice. Picks up a Sentry to deny the Guardian Shield. Nice precision there. A blink forward to try and get on top of this army from Classic, but you can see just now the Phoenix is lifting almost all of the Stalkers. There's nothing on the ground except for the Archons, and the Immortals are doing a pretty decent job at dealing with that. And another Stasis Horde actually going down to trap the Archon as well. This is a total dumpster fest from MaxPax, just continually destroying everything on the ground, and we are going to a game number 5. But he does actually know it's coming. He sees exactly what it's going to be. He can assume it's going to be the Prism first, going for the Phoenix for the defense, and we'll be able to block these 2 Adepts from getting in as well. What is Classic going to do as the response, though, when he gets in there with the Prism and he sees the Phoenix already attacking?
We have another gateway in production, so I think the Classic is going to try and keep this Warp Prism alive. You drop the Adepts, and then... Oh, I guess he's not even going to drop the Adepts. You're probably going to have to recall this Warp Prism, unless... Is there a second Stalker joining in? There is, so... Maybe it can survive, but MaxPax can also try and dive on this thing. And by the way, MaxPax is just going to sprint on over into the main base of Classic, so that Warp Prism has to hide in a hurry because it's getting hunted right now, and it's essential. Classic is going for a 4-gate Stalker bust on the natural expansion of MaxPax, and he needs the Warp Prism for the close warp-in point. And MaxPax, he doesn't know exactly where it is. He's still fishing for it.
Oh no, the Sentry's getting picked up as well in the middle as he doesn't have any Stalkers next to it, but actually the Sentries are Giga Chads.
Yeah,
Holy crap!
So worried, man.
I totally forgot how good the Sentries are versus Shields now. It's actually insane.
Yeah, they no longer have the light tag, and plus Guardian Shield just makes them so sturdy versus the double attack of the Phoenix.
I love Sentries. They're my favorite unit of the game. That's insane. I can't... Oh, don't lose those.
Classic Phoenixes. A little bit late pulling the trigger right there. Could have potentially gotten one of these Phoenix taken down. This one Phoenix very low in the red as Void Ray production is continuing on here for MaxPax, and the Warp Prism, it is still alive. MaxPax might try and dive this at some point just to get the kill, but this is a lot of Stalkers now pushing into the natural expansion of MaxPax. It is do or die right now. The Void Ray a little bit too far forward. It will barely survive. Finally, it does get taken down. Phoenix lifting up the Stalkers, trying to reduce the DPS of Classic's army. Probes getting pulled as well. There are so many shield batteries for healing right now for MaxPax, but it looks like it might not be enough.
Yeah, the Stalkers are running back into the main base. He realizes that he's actually lost control of the natural, which means all the batteries are also going to get killed off and leave Classic with this real estate to do whatever he wants, basically. He can contain, he could try to go for the bust, he can expand, he can do basically whatever he wants once he actually has this low ground position. This is the thing that the one-gater never wants to be in. They don't want to actually be forced into their main base, because now you're out with this really awkward tech of the Stargate. It's so difficult to bust back down your Nat when there's going to be the Sentries constantly force fielding the ramp. You can't actually get down. The double Adept also now even killing probes in the main.
More Stalkers getting warped in, and Classic, he's not even confirmed the kill on the natural expansion. He's going for the win right now, and he's gonna get it.
To game 1 here with Hero in the top right and Maru in the bottom left.
Yeah, cannot wait to see what kind of strategies these guys bring out. MaxPax was slain very surprisingly easily by Maru as well in the upper bracket. And we're actually starting this off on Evil Heart, a very small map with a proxied first pylon from Hero. So
that's crazy.
Screw all that analysis I was about to do about Maru's TVP lately. We are just getting right into this. Hero is going to be proxying some gateways in the middle of the map
and this
to
is
try
going
and
to be
bust it down.
double X proxy here.
Oh my God, no way.
So these are some of the funnest
I love
games
it.
because whenever you do a proxy, the whole strategy is engineered so that you punish like them fast expanding, or at the bare minimum, they're going to one base it and you're going to have some pressure. So they're both rushing each other. It does seem like I don't know for sure with these exact spots on this map, but I think the trajectory of the rallies, they will not be hitting each other at all. They're going to be going past each other. Now, Terran is technically, and it's not a hard rule, but generally speaking, Terran's a little bit stronger if you're both base racing each other because their buildings float. And, they kind of have more microable units in the first couple of minutes of the game. Melee units, you just have to try to get up and hit them, but, with range stuff, you can run away. I think this is going to be that Marauder cheese that we've seen before here. And I mean, okay, so yeah, I think Protoss is really in trouble then, right?
This is going to be very, very awkward, I think. I mean, it's going to be the double Zealot to start it off, and then he's going into the Cyber afterwards to be able to get some Stalkers. Actually, he might even going 4 Zealots off of this double gate. This is crazy. What a ridiculous strategy. He's also, of course, not going to show them just yet. He's going to wait as long as possible to make sure he gets as many of the units out that he can to be able to actually surprise Maru with the biggest force. But then once he sees these units, the question for Maru is going to be, does he actually attack into Hero's base, or does he try to bring everything home and just make sure he can defend easily?
Okay. I mean, the Zealots are going to come down and hit. The problem is this Wallen's here. Now, obviously, there's nothing to defend this. You can try to repair this and sandbag the damage. 4 Zealots is a lot, but I'm a lot more worried for Hero here as this attack's coming up.
Yeah, he's not going to have anything to be able to defend against this. He's not going to have a repairable wall like Maru does. So Maru, identifying this, is just going to send it right across as well into Hero's main base. There's going to be nothing to defend but the probes. He used all of his chrono boosts as well on the gateway, so no recall energy is going to be here. He's going to be able to kill off the pylon, denying the battery from being able to heal off any of these probes as well, as Maru is trying to defend continually back at home by repairing that wall. The Stalkers will be out as well, so they will eventually bust down through, and so we're going to have a base race coming out.
Okay, so actually, surprisingly, more SCVs have been killed than probes, but none of the probes are actually mining. So he's going to recall everything, and he's going to take a fight. Now, the battery's gone, and, the reality is, as long as the Marauders have enough surface area to micro this, they can actually get a pretty good exchange. Good control. This is actually so hard to do versus Concussive Shell, because Concussive Shell is so oppressive. So it's 12 SCVs killed to the 9 probes killed. 2 more Zealots are going to come up. Now, obviously, Terran doesn't have a recall, which means the damage is going to continue on.
Yeah, this is, I think, looking pretty good for Hero. I mean, the fact that he was able to kill off so many SCVs that were repairing the wall, forcing Maru to go across the map and try to deal any amount of damage, and then just waiting patiently for the recall, keeping those probes alive as much as possible for as long as possible, gets the recall off, gets the full surround with them, and then is able to utilize the actual units in combination as well. Now he's also getting more units coming from the left. The SCVs coming to the front line. It's a full all-in from Maru to try and destroy this Protoss force, but the micro so far from both players has been excellent.
It's so crazy. Like, it didn't quite occur to me, you could just do an SCV pull. I kind of, in my head, thought Terran had to stay back and defend this. This is such an unusual game. I've never cast anything quite like this. So the battery's going to finish in the nick of time, and that is going to keep this Stalker alive. There's 2 more Marauders here, and that's going to be a GG. Hero takes that game.
So waiting for all 3 is just... like, this is an insane gamble. Like, if this was, like, scouted randomly by, like, an SCV coming in at a weird time, noticing there's no tech, being able to figure out this a little bit earlier could have been a potential here. But he has gone for that risk, and it might pay off huge because he's going to just dive right in to all these units. A bit of a miss micro, unfortunately, doesn't actually get the Cyclone before it kills one of the Oracles, but still, combining it with the Adepts running into the Natural as well is going to have some great damage coming in for Hero.
He deflects the Adepts. That could have been fatal if they had gotten in the main. The SCVs, though, They are getting killed in mass here, and the Adepts are going to swoop in. Another block. And so he's going to go ahead and let those, he's going to commit to put those up here. He's going to recall them, kind of a miss micro there at the very end. But overall, a devastating attack. Keep in mind that both players were powering up to 3 bases, and one of them lost 19 workers. So, like, Hero is in such a comfortable position here, and I don't know that there's a whole lot of counterplay here from Maru that he can do, right? I mean, he lost units, he lost workers. I don't think he can push out that quickly. Maybe he'll try when the Raven comes out. We'll see.
And the Adepts continually just shading it. I honestly want him to complete this. Just go for it. You see there's nothing here. Sure, there's a tank, but that's, like you said, going to splash the SCVs if he's not careful. And there's just so many Adepts that it doesn't matter. You can just take the shots, suicide them for as many SCVs as possible. Hero is up 56 to 31 SCVs right now at 6.5 minutes in the game.
It's just been a beat down here for Maru. He's not dead yet.
You know, pulling Maru as far apart as possible. He's even got War Prism speed with this as well, just really trying to make sure his Prism will stay alive and he can do as much harassment damage as possible.
He's going to come in again. This is just crazy. I think that actually Hero might be able to just kill him with the amount of damage that he's doing over time here. There's going to be so many more workers killed here. He's so patient with the blinks. By the way, when you kill a bunker like that, especially in a game like this, sometimes that can telegraph in that moment. A big Zealot drop in over here. He might even try to go for a warp in, and he's going to hit the front. I got to say, man, Hero is insane in this game, and he just lost basically every infantry unit that was made. And
no, the Colossus as well.
Okay, hold on. So there's a reason why most games don't look like this. It's because you're not supposed to be able to keep doing damage like this as Protoss. I mean, that was an egregious overextension here.
Yeah.
You can see the storms, they just last for so long. Don't do anywhere near as much damage.
Oh my god, a tank shot just killed 3 Templar by itself.
Yeah.
Oh no, Heroes, again, he's just bleeding off units left and right. He's got this cannon and battery position, though, and his high ground position is going to be very difficult for Maru to bust up into. But without those Templar and Storms, I think Maru might actually have an opportunity here. He warped in some more, but there's no energy left, and Maru is cleaning this army up.
Dude, this is unreal. This is like bad writing from a movie. It's like, but then he like lost everything, and then he came back and won the game. I can't believe this. He just wiped this position. He killed off a lot of the key tech. Now, I don't know. Can he push out a little bit further? These Colossi are so low on HP. It's crazy. Yeah, he's going to fire a couple more shots in here. He's trying to get in and deny these bases. Maru's actually expanded up to the upper left here as well. So, I mean, he's looking really good. It's funny, this whole game, I mean, we're up to 16.5 minutes. It's been basically Hero hammering Maru the whole time, and it's working less and less the further along we go. I think that Hero's in a situation where he can really come in and break anything. Well, let's see. He's going to attack in right now.
Yeah, we're going to be able to kill off those tanks, which is very nice, but the planetary continues to remain. Now the rest of the army coming on in. The cavalry has arrived from Maru. EMPs landing on all of the Templar. No storms able to get off. The Vikings continue to chase in pursuit as all of the Colossi and all the Tempests dying to these Viking shots one at a time. The rest of the bio on the ground able to deal with the Zealots, the Stalkers, everything dying from Hero. Maru has been able to just sit back defensively this entire game, waiting for his moment to strike, and he's finally found it.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I think he's going to slice right through Hero, get to the heart of the base, and I think this is GG. It's been over 20 minutes of Maru holding off attacks, barely surviving, to have one fatal blow counterattack that will kill Hero in one of the craziest games we've had this year.
Yeah, Hero just looks in disbelief, man. He has no idea how this has come to be. He's thrown out the GG finally, 22.5 minutes in.
Yeah, part of that is also because the Sim City of Maru has been so on point, especially in these last couple of games. You see Zealots charging in, and there is just a wall of supply depots, well-placed siege tanks, and they find like 1 or 2 tanks, 1 or 2 SCVs, and it's like 12 Zealots traded for all of that. So it's a bit of a puzzle. As Hero here in game number 5 coming in with a very fast Zealot Adept pressure. This Tech Lab already burning down a little
Is he
bit.
gonna get the Tech Lab?
He might, because Maru needs to repair it, but I think only 2 SCVs can repair it at the time, and the Adept is putting a timer on every individual SCV. They can survive 3 shots, so 2 shots going, both of them getting pulled that time. Maru a little bit frantic, a second Adept now joining in. The Marauder is going to finish up, but a Marauder against a Zealot and 2 Adepts. Oh man, we're gonna need another Citizen's Arrest right now on all these gateway units in the main base of Maru.
I mean, this is insane. He's gonna kill this many workers this early. Well, I'll tell you what, if there was a way to win the game, I would say it's to do a lot of damage to Maru before he's on that third base, and that's exactly what we've got now. Yeah, what does he want to do? Just try to run out? I would shade into the SCVs and just take the fight there. I guess he's gonna try to just damage down the Hellion. He somehow actually stays out of range.
There's a third Adept in here now, too. Oh, man.
What am I looking at?
Finally, it's down to 1 Adept. Those 2 Adepts in the red did get cleaned up, and I might get 1 more SCV. Hero with the shade. Will he be able to get more? Man, the units just keep streaming across the map. We have a Stalker now attacking the reactor. This is going to need to get repaired. No, it's just going to get canceled.
It was funny because when the first Zealot was hitting the reactor, I kind of thought, what do I say in this moment? And I thought about saying, well, 1 Zealot actually can't damage down a reactor in time, so this might not be a factor. But then, yeah, the way this map is shaped, it's really hard to get workers over. And try to repair that. And like this damage is just mounting. I mean, we have a 10-worker lead right now for Hero, and there's going to be more workers killed in this game, for sure.
Yeah, the army count just keeps getting reset here. Maru's got a Viking and a Hellion at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Widowmine's also joining in. This looks very much like a Beyond army right now, just one of every unit.
He got the mine.
Yeah, the mine gets taken down.
This is a supply block Terran, by the way, unless he loses stuff, in which case he can remake that way. But like, this is... I can't even believe I'm seeing this.
It's just the Viking.
Oh my God.
We have a gateway getting proxied in the natural of Maru.
This is so sick. You just
What a game.
You just never have these. This is what like the first year of the game looked like. You know what I mean? Where like people weren't sure how to defend stuff. GG. Okay.
Maru's laughing right now.
Yeah. The problem is, Maru basically plays stutter step micro keep away, and well, hold on. Here comes another big attack here. The SCVs are going to be pulled.
It's a lot of Zealots charging in. More SCVs getting taken down, but it's just too difficult an angle to push into. When Maru kites all the way back deep into the natural expansion, SCVs now on the front line are going to be absorbing some of the damage here for the Bio Ball as Maru, once more, the count of technical units has gotten reset. There's no Liberators, there's no Siege Tanks, and it seems like finally with 86 probes, Hero has just enough economic muscle to force the liftoff of the third base. So now that income disparity, which was already in Hero's advantage, it's going to start growing a lot bigger.
Yeah, he has got a lot, and this is where Hero started to succeed. So he actually can start to win this game. It was until we saw the command center killed or forced away, and he's going to try to come in here and overpower this. This is a maxed out Protoss army. There are 5 Immortals in the back here, and unfortunately the Marauders and the Immortals are so separated from each other, they're not really able to hit the right targets. So the Marauders are still in here. Maru fights back. The Zealots are going to come down. That's when he can start to really push this. I gotta say, it's kind of unreal watching Maru take these fights.
Yeah, but I think Hero's finally broken him. 40 SCVs have fallen. The third CC just now lands back in the expansion just because Maru needs the extra income. He needs some more minerals to saturate, but Hero's on 86 workers with a lot of those even mining from the gold base in the center. He's even taking the gold base down to the bottom left as well. Double expanding right now is Hero, and I think Hero's economic engine is now just too big to fail. It doesn't matter if these upcoming trades are incredibly cost inefficient because Maru just has no workers left. He's pulling the boys once more defensively here. That will give him enough oomph to take down these Immortals, but he's down to 24 SCVs versus 86 probes.
Yeah, 86 probes. Enough of the map available right now for Hero. I think as long as he can just keep warping in and trying to survive, he's going to dive onto this planetary.
Yeah, we've got a full base trade going on right now. The problem for Maru is that there's like 10 bases for Hero. Yeah. There's so many to go through. I think as Maru, you just want to take down the production, take down the pylons, so that Hero, if he has an economic bank, it doesn't really matter. You're still able to clean everything up while holding the high ground in your main base. That's exactly what Maru's doing.
Okay, so he should not... Oh, he is going to ramp the ramp. I actually thought that this would be a mistake. Okay, hold on a second. So he's going to win this fight here. He's not going to recall home. He's forced everything to lift off. Now remember, there are just more bases in the base trade here for Hero. So he's going to recall his probes away instead of recalling his army there to try to defend this. He's going to probably just make cannons, gateways, whatever you can make. You just have to have enough stuff to fight this army. But remember that like what we've seen Maru already do with his micro is basically just kind of have a smaller army and still win the fight. So I mean, this is not over yet. I think it's going to be harder for Maru to win, but this may be what Maru's better at than anybody else in the whole world.
Yeah, but one of the problems for Maru is that he's going to have to push into Hero. He cannot take down every Nexus. There's just too many of them. He doesn't have the time to do it. He had to choose production or eco. He went for the production. I think that's the right move. But realistically, Hero, if he wants to, can sit back and just try and defend one of these bases with shield batteries. He has mining. Maru does not. Both orbitals are burning down. Both orbitals are down. There's no more command centers for Maru, but is Hero going to hang back or is he going to go for a fight? Because if there's one thing I know about Hero, he loves to fight.
Okay, so Maru's going to poke out another base. All this damage for Hero, obviously, it's permanent, right? Look at the resources that are banked here. There's about 1,300 minerals, but no gas being mined for Hero. So he could only make zealots or cannons, I guess. And I don't even know if he has a forge. Remember, you know, there's heal on these medevacs. There's actually a lot of medevacs. I don't know how many are full of energy. Okay, they're actually pretty damn full. So hold on a second. Now, this is the majority of the probes here. Was the majority. He's going to kill off a lot. The Stalkers are trying. They're the only units that can basically like trade out maybe with an edge.
Yeah, they can just keep getting chip damage in.
Yeah.
Maru cannot fully chase down the Stalkers. In theory, Hero could just keep kiting just like this. You take down one Marine, you take down one medevac. It might not be a lot of damage, but you are thinning out the army here for Maru, and he's sitting back with a less mobile units.
Okay, so he's made an insane amount of cannons. And I think that, by the way, he could land a command center.
There's no command centers left.
I'm sorry, there wasn't one in the 3 down there?
They all burned down.
Okay, excuse me. All right, I thought there was still one that was floating down there. This, I think, is the end. Heroes won this. This is just an insane... I can't believe how good these games have been today here.
It's been wild between Hero and Maru, and even here at the very end, Maru's making it so close. And all right, how pull this? This is going to be the full boys from the natural expansion. Will it be 6 SCVs? Oh boy, look at the minimap. It seems like it's all of the boys. Now, is Hero going to be able to defend this push? Will he be able to get a stasis ward to trap the bio units here of Maru?
He hasn't started that third nexus, which is important. I think you see a lot of games where they start the third nexus and then the push just hits. I mean, that nexus is going to finish when you die. So he's going to be staying on 2 bases. That is probably the safest way to play. The SCVs are just tanking. The Stalkers are doing a good job. He needs to micro those SCVs back a little bit.
Oracle in the main base also going to get a lot of damage done right now. Marines are trickling out.
Hero's control is really good.
Yeah.
Like basically all the Stalkers lived.
Yeah, the control's been excellent. This Oracle actually is just genius in the main base right now of Maru. So many SCVs going down, and he's already pulled all the workers from the natural expansion. So there's not going to be a lot of money available for reinforcements here for Maru. And now Hero is pulling the probes. He blinks forward. He gets on top of the siege tanks. Both of them are going to go down at the cost of many Stalkers, but Hero still has an economy. He has money in the bank. He might be able to muster enough to win this game.
Yeah, he just has these Stalkers. There's one medevac. He can use this to micro. He can use it to heal some of the units. I think he needs to try to go up into the main here. This is still kind of doable here for Hero. Oh! He doesn't pick it up in time. He misclicked there with the medevac.
Cyclone gets taken down. Vikings also very low on HP. The medevac, it is getting some damage there from those Stalkers. Oracle also coming back. Will cast Revelation, and I feel like Maru, his army might just be a little bit too small, Tasteless.
I think he did it. I think Maru might be dead.
Maru, though, he has killed the only expansion of Hero. Hero is on 1 base with 22 workers, so even though that was a gigantic win for Hero, will he be able to close the game out right now? Because if he cannot, Maru might be able to survive and turn this into a macro game.
Okay, he's got to get this back here. Everything is so precious right now that each side has. The second Nexus is started. The bunker's not done!
Yeah, bunker's not done just yet. Hero blinks on top of the siege tank, able to 2-shot that thing. It goes down. Bunker is barely going to finish, but I don't even know if the Marines can get on top of it. Maru's going to have to lift his command center back into the main base. It's taking a lot of damage from these Stalkers on the low ground. Maru to just over a dozen SCVs. Hero re-expanding into his natural. And with Blink, I mean, Blink is such a godsend in these low eco, low unit situations. You have so much room to micro.
Yeah, every unit, every structure is so pivotal right now. He's cleaning up the depots out here. Did he overstay his welcome, though? He's going to use that Blink to get away. Everything so in the red here for Protoss, but there's such a small number of units actually available here for Terran.
Oh, and I love this move coming in from Hero. He's going for a Dark Shrine because he knows in this low eco situation, there's no way Maru is not dropping every mule the moment that he first can.
This game's insane. The Nexus, I think, just finished. So he's going to populate that with probes. Oh my god, this command center's so low!
One SCV repairing that command center right now. The siege tank is going to get a little bit closer to that CC, make sure that it is safe. I feel like Hero just barely doesn't have enough to blink on top and close this one out. Some Zealots reinforcing. Charge is done, by the way. And he might just send it once these Zealots get there. Here in the natural expansion, Hero's gonna go. Blinks forward again. The siege tank goes down again. These Marines, no combat shield, no stim, no +1, no healing. These are basic Marines, and that means this command center, it might be going down, Tasteless.
He takes it out, and then he runs away. He's gonna try to come in here and just snipe the Cyclone. He gets away with that as well. I think he needs to just keep blinking away. I don't know that you, oh, he's gonna try to trade. You gotta be really careful, man. You misclick once or twice, and now it's gonna be full send here.
3 DTs warped in by Hero, though.
Oh, he's so nasty.
There's no Raven for Maru. There's no tech lab on the starport, only on the factory. Mules are getting dropped by Maru because he's on 1 CC with 18 SCVs. Of course he's dropping mules, but that means there is no detection.
I think even if there is detection, the DTs might just kill it. He has 1 DT over here to fight the army. He scans. Now remember, that's not a scan that you're going to have back home, but that also means the push goes on.
Yeah, and it means there's no more scans available for a very long time. We don't even have an engineering bay here for Maru. There is no detection to be found whatsoever, and honestly, with a DT, Hero can even block the starport from landing onto a tech lab. I'm not sure what Maru's going to do to deal with this.
I think it's over. I think Hero just won. Look at this. He can just, anything he sees, he can just kill now with the DT. You almost never see endings like this in StarCraft 2. It's sometimes in StarCraft 1. Crazy.
Wow.
GG. Hero is going on to the finals. Another Protoss. Hell yes! The staff is overjoyed. They're popping champagne bottles right now because we have another Protoss in the finals of the RSL. Honestly, that series was amazing.
And Shin has to find that out and not take too much damage. As you said, he's actually droned a lot. 72 is maybe a little bit more than you would want to hold off a committed Stalker pressure. And right now, they're going to work on his 4th hatchery state.
Yeah, classic. The moment that he saw those linked over the surround on the Adepts, he's like, okay, now is my time to go for this hatchery. More Stalkers are warping in. It looks like the hatchery is going to go down. Oh, it doesn't. Classic doesn't go for the final blow. Instead, he retreats to try and protect the pylon and the proxy gateways. Well, +1 melee attack is completed right now. Blink is on cooldown. Finally able to use that ability again, but the pylon falls despite Classic's attempt to save it.
Yeah, amazing. They had 5 queens over there, and the hatchery is still going to go down in the end. So you can't really say this was good for Shin, but I mean, at least he does depower that 1 gateway. Got to not bleed out too many units here, and I still feel like he's slightly overdrone there. Maybe, you know, the mid-60s or even low 60s against the committed pressure is what you want. But he has a Spire coming up behind this.
He does have that Spire. He has a lot of minerals and gas banks, so we might have a ton of mutas enter the field. Really, there's a decision to be made by Shin. Do you go for mutas or do you go for Hydras? As the Stalkers will get recalled out. Now, this was a timing attack from Classic. If the pylon didn't go down with the gateway, he might have been able to go for a lot more damage. So for Shin, as you said, it's not the best case scenario because he lost the hatchery, but this could have been a lot worse, and Classic invested a lot in that attack. There are 6 Templar. Storm should be done. The Storms are coming in right now, but there isn't very much assistance. The mutas get on top of the Templar, and Shin is in a commanding position right now.
4 High Templars going, 2 of them going down, 4 of them forced to merge there. Huge win for Shin as he continues to trade out lings for these Stalkers. The Mutaflock is just getting too high in number, though. I feel the anti-air isn't here anymore for Classic, and I think he may just be broken here in game number 1 state.
Yeah, the momentum just a little bit too high in Shin's favor. He navigated this game so well, despite losing the 4th hatchery, still going into the Mutaling. Classic, it looks like he is in a very good position to deal with this. He's got a lot of couriers. 2 more are about to pop. Storm about halfway done as Shin is leapfrogging with this Nidus network forward.
Oh my god, this is so many Queens and Hydras though. They can actually fight the Interceptors directly. They don't necessarily need to get on top of the carriers and take them out. There's just not that many Interceptors right now. And once those go down, there's nothing but Blink Stalkers, which Hydras will absolutely eat. The one thing is, going for him though is this static D with these, cannons and shield batteries.
His static defense at the 4th base, but not really a lot here at the 3rd. The natural expansion also exposed. The entire mineral line gets wiped out by a ling. A run by a carrier is going to try and deal with that. But as you said, there's very few interceptors. There's only 3 right now. Between these 3 carriers, as another storm is going to come in. Some nice damage on the Hydras, but the main body here of the Zerg army is so healthy right now. We have a couple Queens in the orange, but the Hydra's mostly in the green as the 3rd base falls. 31 drones going down here for Classic. Oh man, I think Shin is very close to a 3-1 victory. Classic is going to try hold on right now with the 3rd. The static defense carrying a lot of weight, that photon cannon and shield battery, but is he going to have enough to hold on?
It looks like he might. He still has a couple transfuses left. Here comes the next wave of Hydras. Going to be able to help out, take out that Archon. No Interceptors, only what he can make as this fight goes on, and that's too much. Classic calls GG, and Shin moves on 3-1.
We've got a slow amount of Marines moving out here, and is that a mistake? How did he end up getting those split? You got to be really careful when you move out without medevacs.
Yeah,
because
some of the maps, they just the paths just force your units to split every now and then. It's kind of annoying.
Yeah, that's a bit painful. The reason why I was bringing it up is if you get... oh, hold on a second. Is he going to actually commit here? I kind of thought he was going to go halfway across the map and then run back, kind of forcing out lings. But instead, he's going to scan. He's going to kill that Overlord off. But I think there's no way for these Marines to get back home. So now that he's this far out, he has to do damage with it. And I don't see how that's going to work with lings and banelings out here.
Yeah, this is a lot from Shin, already prepared. I don't know if Maru was fully expecting this many units. He's going to get all of his Marines surrounded by the lings. Banelings getting the connections as well. Every single Marine dying for basically just a few Banelings is not really a trade you're looking for as Maru. He killed a couple Creep Doomers and an Overlord, and then killed some Zerglings. Like that, I can't quite say that is the best trade, especially when you're going against someone that's about to have mutas coming across the map with little anti-air to defend.
That was so bad. I mean, that's just crazy how poorly that went. Now that lings are going to come in here again. And, I mean, now Shin's going to win this fight because things are just beginning to snowball here.
Did the game just end?
I feel like
Maru about to die?
We're close to that possibly happening. I mean, you know that there's plenty more mutas and lings that can go up here and hit this now. The 3rd CC has to lift off. This may be one of the most catastrophic games of the RSL. And, I think a pretty questionable move here by Maru. That blew up in his face. He did a blind, medevacless combat shield marine push, only to lose them to lings. There's already been 18 SCVs killed off here. I think he can actually break this open if he just maybe split the damage a little bit more. It looks like that will be the saving grace, is the repair on the depot. I can't believe this game looks the way it does right now. So Maru's about to max out. Shin already has. Both these are high burst damage armies. So this is going to be kind of a crazy fight.
Yeah.
It almost looked like they're going to just meet in the middle of the map here. I feel like someone's got to be wrong when you both... I mean, out here come the lings and the banes now. And I mean, so far, God, it's unreal how much Maru has here. The camera keeps panning and there's just more and more army. I thought Shin was going to maybe take that fight. This is a bad spot to morph Banes if Terran can pounce in here. Fractioned off part of his army, and he's going to go ahead and clean up the bottom here. I don't know if he knows about the 6 o'clock base, but he does know about this one that he's fighting right now.
Yeah, I wonder if this will kind of key him into the idea that there might be more on the bottom. It doesn't seem like it just yet. It really feels like this base is just going to go unscouted. Oh, no, it was almost going to go unscouted, but then he finally finds these drones walking across the map. It's so unlucky. He definitely should know now. At least this army will get cleared up since the main army from Shin is going to respond, but Maru has now known that there is something down here, and he's going to be able to potentially aggress that later. He's actually bringing the rest of his army down to the minimap as well.
Yeah, and I don't know that Ragnarok's going to be able to defend this. The Banes are going to come out here. It's going to be up to Maru to stutter step micro through this. In fact, he doesn't even need to do that. He just sort of ate the shots from the Banes and just pushed forward anyways. I actually think Maru might just win this game in a second here. Oh, hold on. We're missing something. There's a counterattack at the top.
Oh my god, Lurkers actually
Yeah.
just running their way into the bases at the front. That's a quite bold move from Shin, but honestly something that he needs to have happen right now because he's just lost these 2 bases on the bottom and a large portion of his army trying to defend them. Still going to be able to actually defend this base down here. He's got a few more units. Maru didn't leave too much there, but the Lurkers over on the left side will get cleared out, and now Shin is going to be stuck on what looks like only 3 bases. Much in the favor of Maru in these last couple of minutes. And so everything is trending upwards, even finding a random Viper just going across the map. It seems like Maru is king at just finding all these little picks here and there. He's even going to try to come right back up into this base, kill off all these Lurkers, and potentially just wipe this base yet again.
How did he split that like it was an AI?
Yeah, that was just insane.
They both went perfectly in opposite directions. You're not supposed to be able to get up a ramp that easily versus that many Lurkers. I mean,
That's Maru, man.
The whole idea is it's like, no, there's so many different angles all hitting one spot. But anyways, he does it. And I honestly feel like that base at the bottom was probably one of the only things that Zerg had going for him.
Yep.
Now the other bases are very strikeable here for Maru, who is now, by the way, taking another base here in the center left. Try to have the strongest counterpunch imaginable and just try to push through here. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I don't see a ton of infantry, though, here for Maru right now. He's definitely going to take out the planetary.
Yeah, the planetary getting killed off is a great win for him. A couple of Banelings connecting onto some ghosts in the backline as well. The supplies for both these players are getting so dangerously low at this point. 13 more SCVs are getting killed off, which means Shin will actually have the eco lead again, despite everything that's happened in this game. And Maru, he's got a massive army again, though, for the counterattack. So while Shin was able to do a good amount of damage in that counterattack, now Maru, I feel like, is going to have a bit more tempo going towards his side to potentially try to end this game once and for all.
You know, it's funny, like, I really like what Shin did there, but I don't think it's enough for him to recover. Like, I think it's a good idea, and I like how quickly he did it, but this next counterattack is going to be another tough one to deal with. Remember that a lot of times when the Zerg's actually holding these attacks off, it's because there's a ton of Banelings in the mix. And I don't see any Banelings right now in this army.
Instead, we're going to go for a flanking Lurker maneuver on the backside. Maru split up just a little bit, a couple of the Liberators getting killed off, but the army size for Maru continues to be extremely large, and this entire time, he's also had the 3-3 upgrade advantage. Shin, during all of this, has basically been forced to cut that 3-3 upgrade. It's been sitting on 2-2 with one of the Carapace on 3 as well, but it seems like for now Maru is going to be having that upgrade lead, and he's just going to take that. The Reaper coming across will get killed off by the Lings. I like that Shin hid the Ravagers as much as possible, because right now from Maru this looks like just a little bit of Ling aggression to potentially poke and maybe kill a couple SCVs or something. He doesn't look like he's reacting in the way that he should be against a committed Roach Ravager follow-up. There's no bunker, nothing at all. Right now forced to bring the SCVs back up into the main base and use them to fight into this engagement, but the wall lets a couple Links in. Well, actually getting it up in time to disallow the Ravagers and stuff, but this is still an awkward engagement now for Maru.
The infrastructure, I don't know how else to say this other than it is so at the front of the base. I've never seen so much infrastructure like right there. The Ravagers can just go to town on this stuff over here. Now Maru's trying to split this off. I don't see... Well, I guess there are some reinforcements coming out here. Somehow Maru just fights this all the way down onto the low ground, which is kind of mind-boggling to me.
Jesus, man. How do you stop this guy? He's lost 14 SCVs, but he's still killing every unit, microing against every single bile, keeping almost everything alive. And now they're reinforcing Lings.
The Lings literally got here like a second too late and couldn't help the Ravagers out. You know what it's like? You ever know these like bad movies from like the 90s? Where, like, you know, the hero gets beat up and then gets so mad, like a Steven Seagal, or it's a Rocky moment. Like, he's like, I didn't hear no bell, and he just, like, stutter step micros down the ramp. I don't know how else to describe it, because, like, on paper, especially, like, when I was joking about how the infrastructure was so at the ramp, I'm like, this is about as good of a position as you could ask for as Ragnarok, or Shin, excuse me. And now we're watching the Hellions actually run across the map and kill
a singular queen.
Yeah.
On the defense is just tickling these Hellions, killing 9 drones, more to follow. What has Shin got to be able to defend these little tiny red health Hellions? Finally, a couple more Lings pop out to kill them, but I think Maru did more counter damage than what Shin did initially.
Yeah. Well, this is always the funny thing when you see a big scary rush like that is then you go back to the base and you're like, oh, they don't have anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's one queen back here, and there's, you know, not even enough drones to be at every single patch. Now the ling counterattack comes back here.
This is just a counterattack game. This is like everything that they spawn, they're just throwing across the map.
He held up the lings, but hold on, these Marines are going to... Oh, GG!
Attacked by that Reaper, so it looks like Shin is just going to take it as slow as possible for now. Still no gas being taken either. So, yeah, he's not really trying to tech up super fast or anything either. He's just going straight for the... straight for the greed. And look at Maru also going for a straight low ground CC again on a kind of random base that you wouldn't normally see this on.
This is disgusting.
What am I looking at?
This is criminal.
No way Shin scouts that.
Third command center. You know if you lose the SCV that's making that, it doesn't finish. You know that's how risky that is.
I mean, why would you send some lings over there? Like, he's got three hatcheries so fast, no gas, no extra lings or anything. Maru is making a very calculated greed move, thinking that Shin isn't possibly going to send random lings over to this base of all bases. He's making a great play, I feel like. This is an excellent read and adaptation compared to what Shin is doing.
It's double engineering bay 2.
Good lord. Someone stop this, man.
Someone stop this. This should be illegal. This is insane to me. Now, it's like the only thing that could make this like even more riskier and almost nonsensical is like then he goes mech after that. He has double E-base, but he goes for mechanical units too.
He rushes BCs.
Yeah, well, he gets 2 armories next and just upgrades there. It's like, okay. So Maru's just coming out here and doing a little bit of damage.
You got dropped down to less than Shin's SCVs, and he's already now back up at 88 SCVs himself. He's got so many CCs that he can easily just replenish that eco, whereas Shin, yeah, he's on 81 drones right now, but his army is not able to do anything at this point. He's got such a little army supply. Maru's right back up, nearing max again, and he's already on the bottom right again.
Yeah, that hatchery is hurting. Nearly no HP there. A couple of these ghosts are going to get surrounded. But, you know, Shin's barely clinging on to life here.
Oh, wow. I can't believe... Oh, okay, there you go.
He gets it.
Finally, something going Shin's way a little bit again. So we'll be able to pick that off. It's quite nice. So we'll be able to keep this bottom right base alive for now. Adrenal coming up as well is going to be very important for him to be able to take some more of these late game engagements and also allow his harassment, if it does start to keep going, be more effective. Because once Adrenal does kick in, the lings really start to kill bases and other buildings much quicker. So it makes them much more effective in the late game. We'll see if Maru can stop him before it really gets to that point, as he's basically maxed yet again, trying to come on in to this bottom side of the map. Will he be able to actually kill this off?
Yeah, there's going to be another big attack coming up here. Shin looking pretty fearsome. Question is, where are the rest of the infantry? It looks like they're slowly trickling in and meeting, which is giving enough momentum, or at least for the time being, for Shin to do damage. But we see there is just too many infantry. He's going to try to push in a little bit further. More Banelings are going to hatch in a second, and these Banelings need to connect to targets. They got to get some real damage done here, or this push is going to end the game.
Yeah, this is looking great for Maru. He's just right in front of these Banelings, barely even pre-splitting, honestly, just kind of disrespecting it. Now finally does go for it, but Maru will be able to clinch this third game.
This is such a cool switch-up coming in from Maru. Normally when you see the 2 Rax Reaper on the low ground like this, you'll go up to, say, 5 Reapers or so. But Maru just gets 1 Marine out to deny the scouting of Shin back at home, and he goes into a very fast 3rd command center, saving the gas from the Reaper production, instead using that to add in a reactor. Soon I'm sure we'll have a factory in production, or maybe not. It's a tech lab and a reactor right now. This could build up to a relatively low-tech but strong push from Terran in a few minutes. And hold on a second, that's a 4th command center from Maru?
No way.
At 325, we have 4 CCs. What on earth is happening?
The madman. What a mind game this is. He says, hey, I'm 2 racks Reaper pressuring you. Psych, actually, I'm making 4 CCs at home. This is a wild build, guys.
I can't believe this. Maru is the king of greed, but this is just taking it on to another level, and then double engineering bay behind it. We have 4 CCs for Terran. This is outrageous.
I mean, if Shin doesn't do some damage at some point in the mid-game, this Terran economy is going to be out of control. He'll have so many workers, such a strong kind of economy going into the mid and late game. I'm actually blown away. Like, 3 CCs is greedy, right? You can die if you make 3 CCs and they all in you. If you make 4 CCs, this is just the epitome of greed right now. Oh, for sure. The damage just does not stop. There's just units everywhere for Maru right now. How do you deal with this as Shin? He doesn't even have the army to kind of contest everything, even if he's in place. Another hatchery goes down. Maru's killing bases left, right, and center. 6 hatcheries have gone down this game.
This is just a masterclass of macro TVZ that we're seeing right now from Maru, and it all started with a little bit of a gamble going for that fast 4th command center. At what, 3 minutes and 30 seconds or so, he did that 4th CC. Shin was not able to punish it. He might have scouted it with the Overlord, we don't know, but in any case, he was just not able to close the gap economically, and now Maru at 200 supply going to be focus firing down these Ultralisks, and I think we are going to be getting a rematch between Hero and Maru. It's much better a zoning tool. It's like an area that Terran does not want to enter, and so you can kind of use it similar to the way you would use a force field if you're pushing into a position where Maru's not going to want to put his army there, and that might mean that Hero can get a better concave, say, if he's pushing into an expansion by limiting the surface area that Maru has to work with. And by the way, what a cool move coming in, picking off basically every single one of these Widow Mines. One will survive, and Hero's actually just gonna push it to the natural. Oh man!
Oh my god! I was about to say, like, there's almost no way that you could force this, right? But apparently you can. Now he's got to kind of pull through the rest of the army. Oh my god!
I can't believe this worked. Hero just completely destroyed the defensive position of Maru in one fell swoop. We thought the natural expansion was safe. We thought it was going to be the 4th that was the point of contention.
Like, literally our whole lead up was like, well, he can't be killed with this, and he just like ripped Maru's face off.
I can't believe it.
That was insane. That was maybe one of the best attack-ins I've ever seen. All right, well, I think the Zealot dies at the end of this fight. But Hero's on so many bases. Uh-oh, almost flew the Warp Prism into the wrong spot there. The Viking's going to try to chase that down. I don't think that Warp Prism can merge up with the rest of the army.
Nah, it's just going to fly away, and Hero, no way. Are you actually pushing it again? He is. All right, here we go. There's a storm from the low ground, actually, that's going to be zoning this area away. Maru does not want to encroach on that, and Hero just keeps moving forward. Somehow he makes these pushes into Maru's natural expansion work, this time despite going for the 3 Stargate transition behind it. I think Maru is very close to stabilizing here, but we still have 3. What? Make that 4 Archons, 2 Immortals. This might actually just be too much.
GG.
Wow. And only in, what, 20 or 30 seconds when Stim is done, will Maru truly unlock the potential of the army that he's been building up to.
Right. Hero's trying to poke away at this army on the left-hand side, distracted, so that way the Zealot run-by can go into the natural. This is a bit unorthodox to try to go for such a big Zealot run-by before your opponent is even on 3 bases. It's usually hard to get inside because the rally point is just going to be there. So basically just forces the SCVs off, just kills a few units, and then just is able to back away. And a massive SCV pull is the response from Maru. I actually kind of like this.
Wow. All right, Stim is done, and Maru is finally unleashed. It's going to be a 1-1 timing here with a ton of SCVs at the 3rd base of Maru, or at the 3rd base of Hero, excuse me. And how much does Hero actually have back at home to defend this? He's getting Colossus Tech out. Thermal Lance is nearly done. Oh, that's a pretty mighty army. If we can get a second Colossus here for Hero, that's going to go a long way to dealing with these SCVs as the engagement happens outside of the natural in the 3rd base here from Hero. The Zealots instantly getting shredded on the front line. Colossus focus fire down there by the Marauders. And Maru, it seems like right now, has a little bit too much. Hero's going to have to retreat to the safety of the shield battery.
Yeah, it looked like he didn't actually realize that the SCV pull was happening for so long. He did have that Zealot flank come on in, which did help a bit in the engagement, but it also meant that the initial army wasn't really strong enough to batter down what Maru's bringing. He's still able to stay in this fight for a little bit. Reinforcing Colossus and a few more units are going to help deny this for now, but the bio continues to stand strong. A reinforcement wave comes on in as this Colossus is exposed on the front line. It's going to get sniped down. Maru is eclipsing Hero in supply.
Man, the reinforcements from Maru look like an even stronger army than the one he already had there on the front line, just immediately dispatching that Colossus. And now Maru, he's pushing into the natural expansion where we have the Robo Bay, where we have the robotics facility, the production coming offline before the Colossus is done here for Hero. As it looks like, although Hero was able to disrupt the initial timing from Maru by canceling, or I should say denying combat shields, by denying Stim, Maru still with his SCV pull just finds the window to exploit this weakness in Hero's build.
Yeah, I absolutely love this decision from Maru to be able to whip this out, despite getting totally destroyed in the early game scenarios. He's just totally fine to do whatever he wants with a follow-up push. And I mean, you can see Hero, he's just like, how the hell did I lose this game, dude? Like, I got stim and combat shield. He was on 2 bases. I could have swore he was taking a 3rd base, right? I saw that 3rd CC. No, it's a fake. SCV's pulled across the map, and Hero doesn't even want to accept this loss yet.
I mean, what a shocking turn. Game number 3 is taking in Maru's favor. Hero just digesting the loss. Finally, GG is called.
Coming on anytime soon. Storm is going to be finished in this game before Stim is.
Yeah, we're going to have Blink, Charge, and Storm Research before Stim. It's just wild. And behind all of it, too, it's not like Hero is sacrificing a lot of aggression. Look at how low HP these stalkers are. No, it's been perfect. Can we get a look at the units lost tab right now? Because Hero has just been impeccable. He's lost 2 units this entire game to the 21 and 1,800 resources lost. 1 probe and 1 stalker. And look at how much damage they have gotten done.
That's actually insane. Like, it's so rare to see a perfect game, and we don't see one technically here, but I'm going to call it a perfect game if this continues this way, because this is just insane efficiency coming out of Hero today. And this double medevac drop is really the only thing that can maybe get Maru back in this game. He needs to find something that can catch Hero off guard. There's a bit of lapse of vision on the right-hand side, but there's still 2 pylons in the main base that do have pretty decent vision, so he will be able to react in time anyways. But the problem now is, does Maru just die on the front? Because it looks like Hero might be posturing to try and just dive him.
Yeah, we don't have a fast warp endpoint here for Hero on the front line, but he might just go anyway. He's posturing right in front of this 3rd base. Storm is done. These are very high-energy Templar, and he's going to blink forward, get on top of this Bio army. Maru, he stims away, but there's no bunker to fall back to. And even with his sentry, he can force field the ramp. He force fields the ramp. The natural right now is forfeit. Maru's going to try and get some damage done on Hero's side of the map. Breaching natural expansion, and the storms are huge.
That's insane. I can't even believe this. The drop on the other side is going to do everything they can, but a recall. Protoss is here to be able to save the day yet again. Lots of probes still getting killed off, and actually the Stalker's trading out not the best right there either. So that is still actually going to be okay. And the Templar also getting killed off. Wait a second. Maru still finding trades even when it looks like everything is lost.
Able to snipe those Harry Templar outside of his 3rd base location. And he gets a lot of those Stalkers too. So it's going to be mostly Zealots and Templar reinforcing right now. We only have 5 Stalkers here on the front line. But Hero, does he have just a little bit too much? More storms coming in on just a small squadron of Bio. I think Hero's stabilizing, but hey, this push from Maru, it still has a little bit of firepower.
Yeah, there's still some things coming out from the reinforcement. It's still going to be really hard because I think recharge is available there, so he's still going to have some storm. Actually, it's a bit off cooldown, it looks like, so not quite going to have it just yet, but just in a few seconds, he'll have some extra storms. Will allow Maru a little bit of a position behind this mixed gold base here, but it's still going to give Hero a decent chance to get a flank set up. The Templar coming in, an attempted focus fire by the tank, unfortunately not able to follow through with the second one, and it looks like Hero should be able to send this push away.
Yeah, GG is called.
These Adepts poking the front, see when they get. You got to be careful though, you might lose them.
Ooh. That's actually been unfortunate. He had them on hold position, so the Hellions actually got a full volley off before they even started to attack. Even being able to micro this one Hellion back all the way. Oh, just barely gets it with the Adept on its dying breath. So at least we'll be able to get one, but that's a lot of Adepts to suicide to kill just a single Hellion and I think maybe a Reaper. Because now we're about to get them dropped into our main base when Hero thinks he's got a full wall set up.
Yeah, indeed. And that pylon not going to see the medevac, it doesn't look like. And you could use those Adepts on the defense here as Hero. There is a probe just hanging out. It's almost like he knows. And they're actually going to see, he's actually going to see the Hellions with that probe. Good star sense there from Hero. Here come the Hellions now. They get to work on this probe line. Already a few going down.
Yeah, you do need to get a lot with this drop, and only 5 so far is actually not insane damage yet from Maru. He's going to try to load back up to get some more for round number 2, but you actually need a good amount of probes with this build. Because you're staying on one base for so long, you're devoting so much of your tech, he's going to go in for another wave. Can he actually get 10 plus probes? Then he's going to be feeling pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like he will be able to. Nice target firing on that bunch of probes down there. Already 15 going down. This looks like a success from Maru. He will lose the Hellions, but the medevac gets out of there. And the follow-up is Cloak Banshee.
Oh, that's just so brutal. I love that he's committing to this proxy as well. It's going to make it so difficult for Hero. He's even sending all of his units straight across the map, knowing that there's going to be a little bit of a weakness point now. Since you used all those units and suicided a lot of them to be able to get that damage, there's going to be a point where Blink Stalkers have control over the natural, perhaps, and there's going to be a tank to be able able to defend, but now the Cloak Banshee also coming into the main base will make it very difficult.
Yeah, indeed. And talking about Cloak, we don't have detection yet for Hero right now. He's making it a robo at the moment. He didn't open Stargo or anything, so he doesn't have an Oracle. This Banshee going to start to go to work on this mineral item. What is here to defend? Stalkers come over, but with no detection, this is going to be so much damage here.
I love that he waits to cloak it as well for as long as possible, waiting until there's actually units that'll threaten it, so he saves the energy to make it so that way he can stay cloaked for as long as possible. There's not even a battery down here either to help heal the probes. This Banshee is going unchecked this entire time. 10 more probes getting killed off as a second Banshee also joining the fray.
Oh, the damage is going to keep continuing here. I don't think we even have... we do have one observer now, so this probe line will be going back to the natural. Meanwhile, another Banshee in the main. I mean, there's no more workers there, but make sure nothing's mining. Maru is still trying to find angles here to get any more damage that he can. Finally, these Banshees will have to retreat into the airspace. It's going to get a couple more at the third as well. 15 more go down. Maru up 7 workers right now.
I mean, this Banshee looks like it's going to die as it runs out of energy, but damn, did that pay for itself. And the other one is still alive, able to pick away at even more damage because there's still no battery, and the Stalkers are so split up. The Observer also not in every position. You can see Maru even scanning ahead just to guarantee there's nothing ahead, and there's the SCV pull coming as well. Maru knows that he got insane damage done with this build order. He knows that he can follow it up with a third punch to really send Hero home.
I love this follow-up from Maru. He's even making one more Banshee here. These guys are glass cannons. They will add so much DPS to this army, and Hero doesn't even try and defend.
Oh my god.
It's just too much. Hero pulls, not an instant pull, but still pretty fast. Okay, actually picking off something there.
I think that was a Banshee as well. That looks like the scraps of a Banshee right there. So it's actually a great pick-off, and it was.
Yeah. You know your scraps, Gemini.
I do, yes. I noticed this, I noticed that little rotator blade on the ground. Nice. But yeah, unfortunately, Maru not paying attention, doesn't cloak it in time. That's actually a bit unfortunate because you literally shouldn't lose that right now. There's no detection, so that's one extra unit down for Maru as he was trying to go for a push down the middle of the map, and it looks like he's going to still go for it anyways as he's bringing the SCVs along with it. He thinks that he's got a timing to once again punish Hero in this early game.
Yeah, this is a Marine tank Banshee push with the SCVs as backup. There's quite a lot of Phoenix here already. Getting that Banshee already is huge. Ideally, you want the Marines to zone out the Phoenixes so your Banshees can start to go to work. So many Adepts here from Hero right now.
Yeah, I kind of like what he's going for since he knows that it's basically going to be a Marine most army. He's using the Adepts' extra bonus versus light to try and shade on top of the units to get a massive burst damage fight, to swing it really fast and then use the Phoenixes to lift up the tanks and other things to be able to end this game. I'm not sure if he's going to go in quite yet. Actually, it looks like he is, so he's going to just dive right on top before the bunkers can go down, lifting up those tanks and the Cyclones. The Adepts trying their best to kill off the Marines as there's no upgrades on them, and it looks like he's actually holding.
Yeah, the bunker's not able to finish in time here. That tank will go down, and with that, the rest of the Terran army, the Phoenix standing strong, a Viking comes along, but it's just not enough anti-air here for Maru. A few more Marines trickling in, actually, and the bunkers do finish. If the Marines can get inside them, they might be able to do some work here, but a lot of this army's been thinned out for Maru. Even the probes being pulled to deal with these bunkers.
This is really weird, yeah, because he just lost a lot of the ground units, and there's only Phoenix, and you cannot kill the Marines in the bunkers with the Phoenix, so the probes need to be used on this defense now. But eventually they will actually burst through this. You really, when do you see this? Like,
so
we are
weird.
seeing a lot of StarCraft firsts, I feel like, in these series lately. Pretty wonky games overall, but Hero standing strong after that defense. His Phoenix count is massive right now. He's got so many of them. Is able to go for the counterattack as well. Will be able to lift up some of these units, but a couple Cyclones at least will force them away for now, waiting for those extra Adepts to join on in. And now he might be trying to finish Maru off.
Yeah, so many Phoenixes here paired with the Adepts will take out everything. Behind this Hero is a third base. He has a Twilight and a Forge on the way. He's prepared to play a macro game, but I don't even think he'll need to. I think he may be able to end this pretty soon. Maru down to 22 SCVs to the 55 probes of Hero here.
Yeah, this is
another Cyclone going down.
Oof, this is looking rough for Maru, man. I mean, literally every unit that spawns are just getting lifted up or killed by an Oracle Beam as well. The SCVs left with the natural, getting killed off. The singular Cloak Banshee will, I guess, get some sort of consolation prize of some probe damage, but a recall will not allow that to happen. Hero evens this up.
Yeah, the problem now is that Maru doesn't have those tanks. He can't really do a push. He would have to try to basically like burst damage through, whatever Protoss has, but the Protoss army's pretty sophisticated. I mean, you got the Stalkers, the Archons, the Zealots, the Immortals. You've got everything that you kind of need. I can't believe that.
That whole position on the high ground there was so sick.
That was crazy looking. So he's going to come up here, and the counter push from Protoss may come into play. He may be able to actually punt the command center back up into the main, and it's going to be a very, very, very hard position for Maru to play from there.
Yeah, and it's actually Hero pushing into Maru right now. Some EMPs go down on the Protoss army. They actually got both the High Templar, no storms available on those. He does have one more in the back with energy, so he has a few storms here. Widowmines frantically borrowing, liberation zones go down. Here comes the blink onto the Terran army. Hero pushing, the SCVs are pulled, Tasteless.
Yeah, the SCVs come out and they eat a big fat Psy Storm. The kiting from Protoss is looking pretty good, but actually maybe there's enough infantry underneath these medevacs. He's going to try to dive in here. I just see 3 Immortals and an Archon. I don't even know if it's going to be able to finish in time here.
Yeah, Maru actually able to hold this push somehow. He does lose a bunch of SCVs, but actually the worker count surprisingly even. And when you take into consideration mules, Maru's economy is not too bad. Those Zealots running into the third, though, are a problem.
Yeah, the third base for Terran is being hit right now, and that's going to interrupt a lot of mining. The Liberator doing some damage up here as well.
Yeah, that Liberator from the early game, we said it was useless, stuck by the Stalkers. Finally, Maru now puts it to use at the right time, getting some critical eco damage. And here he comes, pushing the third base off Protoss. Where is Hero's army right now?
I mean, it's nowhere to be found. This is going to be a lot of worker kills here. He might even be able to get the Nexus if Hero is not fast enough.
Okay, doesn't end up going for it. Will boost out of there with everything in these medevacs. Oh, it would be so nice for Maru if he could finally find this proxy gate. These Zealots being such a thorn in his side, being rallied into that third base repeatedly. But Maru has a worker lead now. He has an army lead. He's starting to look in control in this game, and we know how unstoppable he is in the late game.
Yeah, I mean, the attack is coming out. He kind of catches the medevacs here. He's going to, like you were mentioning earlier, Sturgeon, he's going to see that, in fact, there is a gateway here, and so that's going to explain where those Zealots are coming from. That's going to be their origin point. Now, maybe this attack will work. I feel like the numbers don't quite add up for the Protoss here, but let's see. I mean, with good Psy Storms, the math gets a lot more fuzzy.
Yeah, Hero hasn't made a probe in a long time. I think he doesn't want to drag this game out anymore. The EMPs are absolutely huge. The SCVs are pulled to make a meat shield. Maru's army is absolutely massive right now.
Yeah, I mean, he EMP'd every single Templar back there, and that was really the only way he was going to win that fight. He takes the Archon out. I think that Maru is going to close this game out here.
He's doing it, guys. He's looking in prime position to take game number 7 and reset the bracket. Maru takes it 4-3. What a series.
Terran doesn't have to push just yet because there's a third command center, which I actually hadn't seen earlier. I thought for some reason this was just 2 bases powering up. So Terran can push, but it's not required of the Terran. It's not like the Terran nice Psy Storms there. Beautifully done, and he zaps both of the medevacs.
Yeah, actually pretty good reaction though as well from Maru. He was able to dodge the majority of them, so not the best storm drop there, but he's got 4 more in the War Prism, trying to dive bomb this as he throws some down on the back line. Nice split back from Maru to negate some of that energy, and the rest of the units on the ground for Hero are actually evaporating.
I cannot believe he attacked in there. I mean, this is just kind of one of the general rules of the game, is that when Terran is sieged up and has Liberators, right? Like, that's not when you attack. You want to wait until they're unsieged and trying to relocate. And I think he can full send this counter push. And we were just talking about this base is so close to the middle of the map. It's kind of weird he would choose to expand there. Kind of a tale of hubris here in this game with Hero. He does manage to shut this down. There's just enough Zealots and not enough medevacs to make this work.
Yeah, actually, all the medevacs died, I think, in that engagement. So a bit of an overextension from Maru, not actually calculating the fact that his bio was extremely low after that engage, and he didn't actually have anything to heal it on up. So now, all of a sudden, Hero is the one back in the driving seat as he gets a nice warp-in round, kills off all that bio, and now is forcing Maru to turtle on 2 bases yet again with these Liberators.
Is he going to try to attack it again?
He's really just taking the most forward bases possible right now. Might as well just take Maru's third base while he's at it.
Yeah.
Got another forward drop with the Templar. EMP's not in time as they get on top of the Liberators as well to soften those up. And like you said, Hero, he's not afraid of these tiny little choke points. He's going to go through anyways, even though it's really not needed at this point. Maru's sitting here on 2 bases, forced to pull SCVs.
Yeah, he's going to pull his workers and try to fight his way out. I just don't know that this is going to work. And if it doesn't work, I think Maru might have to tap out here. The SCVs are sacrificed, but some of the infantry are still alive in the back. Yeah, well, hold on. There's some more units kind of rallying in here. It just seems like he barely does not have enough, and I think now Hero's going to come through here and just rip apart everything that Maru's got over here.
Yeah, this was an insane fight. I mean, Maru just constantly sending more and more SCVs into the fray. Even if he was able to hold here, he would be basically in an all-in position against a 71 worker Hero, who is now bludgeoning the front door of Maru. Every single unit trying to get picked off here as he warps in more with this forward prism as well. Another Templar, I believe, can throw down some feedback energy as well, as there's just so much coming from Hero nonstop. Maru dipping almost below 50 supply. This is looking hopeless for him.
Yeah, this is an execution. GG. So in this game, you know, we're seeing the powering on 2 bases. It's double racks, factory, starport. He's going to have Banshees with the group. He may use the Banshees to just pair with the push. He may send the Banshees somewhere to try to draw Stalkers away. And there's a lot resting on this push right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is literally the whole tournament on the line. He's bringing the SCVs with this as well. He's putting all of his bets into this one push. He's going to make a couple SCVs behind it to potentially transition if this goes well enough, but he wants to end the game with this attack. The Banshee getting almost picked off. Nice to micro back. Can repair that up with those SCVs, but forced to siege in the middle of the map. This is slowing Maru down. This is exactly what Hero needs to do. Unfortunately, loses a forward Stalker there as well.
Yeah, he dropped some Stalkers. Hero's looking pretty weak. Guardian Shield comes down here. Another Stalker's picked off. He's made it all the way to the Nexus. The tanks are going to siege up.
Oh my god, that tank shot is massive on all those Stalkers. The forward blink not working out. The army supply from Maru is massive right now. 40 almost to just 10 of Hero. He's trying to punish this fast third base. Widowmine's also going back in the main base, killing off probes, decimating the economy, making it much more difficult for Hero to hold.
Yeah, there's a wall off here. Can he actually get rid of charge before it finishes? That upgrade
would be huge.
Is in that building. It's almost done. More tanks and Marines are going to come down here. He actually cancels it. He unpowers it. Dude, I think we're going to go to game 3.
Oh my god, this is absolutely ridiculous. There's almost no production for Hero right now. There's a gateway in his main base, a couple more being made. Pylons trying to get anything powered at the front here. He's just got a battery and a couple Stalkers forced to pull the probes in this. Maru, can he hold?
I mean, Hero's going to try to lash out and take this out. It's a little unclear to me what's underneath these Banshees that are fighting. I think, yeah, there's still Marines there. Yeah, he's still got an army.
Oh my god, the Stalkers, they can't do anything. The Banshees and Marines are dealt with totally fine. The tank also in the back still there. Bunkers in the front. Hero is grasping at straws to be able to defend against this. Maru might be making this happen. We might be going the full distance.
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. He's going to take the natural expansion out. Oh my god, Maru's so smart. He knows that the only thing that could get him is a counterattack. So he's going to run back. A lot of times when you're trying to stop these pushes, what you do is you take Stalkers like the ones here, and you try to catch the reinforcements and just chip away at them, and then eventually you can kind of surround it and kill it off. But Maru knew that and just went, no, I'm actually not even going to move.
He knows he's got such a game-ending damage. He knows that he can now just go ahead and kill off this third base that he ignored earlier. He can just sit on 2 bases. He didn't send every single SCV with this attack. It was just enough to make it worth it in the actual attack. Hero knows it. Maru is sending it to the last game to decide everything. And look again where this SCV is going. He's doing it again. He realized last game that he didn't actually get a benefit from this proxy. He knew that Hero did not scout, so he's like, okay, I'm going to do it again. I didn't actually find the value I was looking for. Sure, I got the Reaper in the bunker, but now I can potentially do it again.
Yeah, and by the way...
Oh my god,
Oh my god.
Dude, how can it get this good? This is peak.
So, okay, so there's a lot to unpack here, and we don't have a lot of time, so let me get into it. Maru is recycling the strategy from Game 2 because it never actually did anything because Hero didn't scout him. Some games, they don't scout you.
Yeah.
All right? There's a lot of different ways to play StarCraft. Oh my. Now, he's doing that. In some ways, that's brilliant from Maru. However, this game, Hero is proxy gating. And so, you know, when you're getting rushed, you know, because right now Maru's faking a rush. Hero's literally rushing.
He's doing it.
And this means that Maru's barracks is in a really odd location. So this is, I would say right now, a very uneven matchup where it's very Hero favored. That he's being rushed. He doesn't know how far out the launching pad for the attack is, but he knows it's inbound here. We'll see if he lifts the barracks off. I'm always curious in moments like this how you handle this. He's going to throw a bunker down in his main.
I wonder if
Smart
he thinks
move.
that's going to be... I wonder if he thinks that's like a proxy oracle?
He thinks it's a Stargate because he's checking the left side of the map.
It's very
So he
interesting.
doesn't have a read on this yet.
He's trying to find whatever this is. He's sending
looking
his
for
Reaper. Okay, he's found the Stalker on the right-hand side, so he should know that the gateway is what is proxied, and it is over on the right. So he kind of has put these pieces together. He's also feeling safe now to throw his command center down in his main base as well, and then use the Cyclone to defend.
So I think Maru lives, but he's going to have a hard time getting a base up. Meanwhile, Hero can just expand.
Yeah, they're just going to both play it safe at this point. They're not going to go full all in with any of their proxied buildings. It's just going to be a kind of a reset in this. It's not going to result in some crazy stuff or anything like that. The Reaper will eventually get chased down and killed. Eventually, there we go.
Eventually.
Okay. Thought for a second it might actually sneak past there, but it does get the scout on the follow at Twilight, which is very important because normally Twilight is very normal, but in a game like this where there is a proxy gate, you really kind of can't expect what the follow-up might be. It might be another Stargate. It might be a Stargate on the map or something like that. You really can't know after how many games these guys have played against each other recently.
Yeah. So he's packing a punch here, man.
Oh
my God. Maru's going all in. He's pulled his workers. He's going to use these workers to tank all the shots in the front. Repair as well.
I think Hero saw it with the hallucination as well. He made an extra sentry, which will be used for some force fields and some Guardian Shield to defend this push. Maru once again putting everything on the line to make this push work.
Yeah, now he's just trying to force sieges, and it did work. He forced the tanks to siege up. Wait,
Does he fake this?
no, this can't be real.
Oh my God,
He's going to send
faking
them
it.
back?
That's insane. Stim isn't done yet. He can't actually do anything. Luckily for
Oh.
Hero, he was setting up a flank with a couple of Zealots, so he actually gets the scout that this was being a fake by Maru. And look at him now. Maru's like, do I actually commit?
Guys, do I
Is there
fake
an
out
army
the
here?
fake? Yeah.
Oh my God, the mind games in this game is ridiculous.
So wait a minute. What, did he forget Stim?
I don't think he did. I think I'm actually not sure. Actually, I can't tell you.
This is okay. Something is really off about this because none of this movement makes sense from Maru.
I feel like he actually pulled them to fake Hero out. I think he was trying to make him overreact, and then he just walks back home and macros out. It really felt like he was trying to do that.
This is such an odd game. Okay, what does he do? Is he going to commit? He's moving out. Oh, the boys are pulled again.
Oh my
He sent those
God.
SCVs back. They didn't even mind minerals.
What a ridiculous game this is. Hero is going to try to meet him on the map. This choke point is so tiny. He's using force fields to try and limit this unit's count before it can actually get across. I love this positioning from Hero on this map.
All Hero has to do is stop this attack, and he's in the finals.
His army is huge.
His army is so massive. The Immortals are getting stuck in the front. This can be a problem here. If you drop those are kind of like the most important things you have at points in time in here. He's going to come in. There's so many Zealots. The Marines are stutter step microwave back.
Oh
the
my
tanks
God.
are still, there's 2 tanks remaining. Oh.
Maru, he's cleaned out the Zealots on the front line. The tanks trying to get with those Immortals as well, trying to kill those off. The Archon getting killed off. There's no splash damage except for the Archons. He did not have time to get Colossus or Templar. He's trying to bust this before any reinforcements can come, and I think he's got it. 2 more tanks getting killed off, but the Bio continues to be the ones that are killing, and more SCVs coming across as well. This is not going to stop for Maru.
He's going to try to send these, but I don't know, man. It feels like there's almost as many Stalkers as there are Marines here. The Immortals are eating some shots. You know, at some point in time, you can actually lose these Immortals because you're not fighting against, tanks or anything else like that. The SCVs come down. Dude, I think Hero's held it.
Oh my
no,
God.
he's pulling his probes.
Probes, SCVs, it doesn't matter. Everything getting pulled to the front line. Hero realizes that he's got this in his grasp. Feedbacks were also gone down onto the medevacs to deny any more healing because that's what's so important at this point. The Bio is so weak as the Bio is trying to just kill any last unit, but he's forced to pick up and run away. Maru trying to recoup in the middle of the map.
He's going to set up a tank here in the middle. But, I don't know. Can he get those Immortals over there? He's going to target the tank down. The tank is going to fall. There's like only 4. There's 5 Marines here. And there's just enough. I think he's lost the game. It's 19 workers for Maru. He sacked everything else that he had worker-wise. Hero's sitting on 47. And keep in mind, he lost a bunch of probes in that fight. So Hero is gargantuan here. He is devouring resources on the map compared to Maru, who has basically gone back to the Stone Age here. As far as income, I mean, he's just not making money. He's going to shift gears from pushing, and he's going to try to do some drop, but I don't know, man. I kind of feel like the writing's on the wall here.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure Maru quite realizes the economic situation he's in. Yes, he did suicide plenty of workers, but he also I think he might feel like he killed a lot of probes in the initial attack as well. I think part of it also is he just doesn't want to leave. I think he wants to try and see this out to the very end. Of course, this has been a very long series. He wants to see if there's any chance that he can bring this back as he runs over into this extra base to try and kill any probes, but a great reaction from Hero, all prepared, feedbacks to the medevacs as well, making sure they continue to be unable to heal since every single unit that Maru has at this point is so valuable.
Okay. He doesn't manage to get anything done with that drop, but he's gonna reorganize in the middle of the map. Well, he wants to, but he's actually, oh my god, he's going to get the next tank.
Yeah, and this is looking not great. I mean, another SCV pull. This is number 3 at this point as Maru realizes there's nothing left for him in this game. Units falling left and right. I think Hero's done it.
I think he's done it. He's going to push it all the way back home, and then he's going to be able to kill him there. GG! Hero is your Season 3 champion.